search committee for our next dean. I want to say that I know there's been some angst around this search process. And, okay, thank you. If you think about it, our search committee was formed in April of this year. That is the first search committee for a dean of this cathedral in 27 years. So, obviously, there's not been a lot of experience in the search process. I know Jim Haslam, was here for the call of John Ross, and I saw Hank Burlkamp at 8, and I know Hank was a part of that. But really, the search committee had a pretty definite learning curve, which took us a little while. For that reason, I want to thank our Bishop Brian Cole for his leadership. I want to thank our diocesan consultant, Father Michael Spear-Jones, for his advice. And I want to thank our new canon to the ordinary, Father Joe Woodfin, for his help. Our search really began with our focus groups. And I know that many of you were a part of those focus groups. And for that, the search committee remains very grateful. Through those focus groups, we learned about your wishes, we learned about your hopes, we got your recommendations and your thoughts, and all of that became the basis for our parish profile. Your input and content development by the search committee, by other parishioners, by the clergy, all of that led to the development of our parish profile. I also want to thank our awesome cathedral staff, because they really put the sparkle to the parish profile, and I want to give a shout out to Whitney Ross, to Krista Beth Paul, and to Shay Boswell for their help. The completion of the parish profile marked the end of the first stage of our search process. Once the parish profile was available for anyone to view, we began to receive the names of candidates interested in this dean position. Some of those names came to us through a diocesan portal. Some of those names came to us directly from parishioners. We want you to know, the search committee wants you to know, that if a name came to us from one of you, that we reached out to those potential candidates, touched base with them to discern their interest. On the diocesan level, all the candidates go through an initial vetting process. Once those candidates have been vetted, then the names were submitted to our search committee. And along with the names of the candidates came a number of documents. As an example, every candidate has what's called a ministry portfolio. The portfolio includes the candidate's background, education, parishes in which he or she has served, and also a list of questions that are very pertinent to church life, to parish life. Those questions range from topics like pastoral care, outreach, the development of children and youth ministries, liturgical style, church administration, and also a question on how the candidates have dealt with conflict within one of their parishes. So the search committee had all that information, and then the search committee independently and separately watched at least 2 sermons of every candidate. Then, armed with all that information, we came together and began to discuss our thoughts, our views, and our opinions on the candidates. This is a good point to say that there were a few individuals who really helped our logistics of our search, one being Sharon Price, also our Cathedral treasurer, who provided office space where we could meet with our consultant and where we could get together as a group and discuss our thoughts on the candidates. And also, Stephen and Bailey were extremely generous in providing what I'm going to call travel accommodations so that the search committee could go as a group and begin to visit candidates and have interviews with candidates. So through our discussions, I'll tell you something that won't surprise you, but I'm going to say it anyway. We really never had a crossword. We really never had a raised voice other than when we were trying to talk over each other when we were excited about something. But we expressed our thoughts and opinions on the candidates very forthrightly, very honestly, with a lot of transparency. And I also think that it's fair to say that we came to a consensus on each and every candidate fairly easily. So with all of our meetings, and we spent hours and hours going through all this, we began to narrow our list down to a group of candidates in which we had a heightened interest. I also wanted to say that I suspect that you, like me, feel that our cathedral is strong in many, many ways, and we are. I don't know if other parishes in the diocese look up to St. John's. I have no way of knowing that. I don't know if other parishes are watching St. John's go through this process, but I know that the other parishes, like St. John's, have respect for our bishop and for our bishop's staff. And for that reason, it was very important that we at St. John's treat this search process in the right way, that we treat the search process with respect, that we have a thorough and a robust search, which we promised you, we promised ourselves, we promised the diocese, and that we not handle the search process in too hurried of a fashion. So, with that, where do we stand? Phase one, as I said, or stage one, as our consultant calls it, was the development of the parish profile. We're in stage two. The committee has gone through all of the documents, all the information that we've been provided, watched all the sermons, and we're now at a point in stage two where we are visiting with the candidates and interviewing the candidates. While we're not at the end of this stage of the process, I think it's fair to say that we, on the search committee, can now see an end to our work, and we can see a timeline by which we can present the chapter with our recommendation. So, with that, I want to thank you. The search committee wants to thank you for your patience with us. We want to thank you for your patience with this process. And we especially want to thank you for your prayers. We know that your prayers have nurtured our search, and we thank you for those. We ask for a little more time and a little more patience, and keep the prayers going towards us and upward. Because we really feel like that we have given you a thorough and a robust search. So with that, I will say that I'm going to hang around at the end of the church service. If anybody wants to have a conversation, happy to engage with you. And I'll end by saying, God bless our search and our call and our transition. So thank you.